Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to talk about multi-tools, and I'm going to start with talking about this one, and then I'm going to show you guys what I use now. This is the Leatherman Charge Titanium, and I bought this one in like 2016 maybe. I don't know, long time ago when it very first came out, and I thought, woof, this is the greatest thing ever because it's titanium scales on it, and it's got S30V steel on the knife blades, and it had, at the time, really good jaws, but I didn't know they were going to come out with replaceable ones, and so now these ones are kind of chipped up and damaged. But you can't replace these ones, you have to send the whole tool back, which is kind of a bummer. It works fine, it folds up nice, has both a serrated edge and a regular knife edge, and it has a really nice saw that I've used actually quite a few times, which is pretty nice. And the locking mechanism, everything's like a liner lock, which is cool. And then it has an actual diamond file on it for filing stuff, which is pretty neat, except this one's pretty much almost worn out. And what else do we got? One of my favorite things that I like to have on all my multi-tools is scissors. And these ones seem to be pretty decent, and they also lock with this push button on the back. And it also came with, has this bit holder thing. And if you got the premium model with the full case and everything, you got this deal with all these bits. And you can take these bits out, and they slide in and lock right in here. They don't really lock, but they stay friction tight pretty good. And you have Torx, and you have little micro screwdrivers for glasses and things like that, and Phillips and square drive, all different Allen size, Allen heads. So, and I thought, wow, this would be really great. I was going to carry it around at work and this and that. And it didn't take me long to figure out that I really probably overspent, and it wasn't my favorite thing because of this right here. I'm going to turn this guy on. Yeah, 8.68 ounces, heavy and big and bulky, and you can't really just carry it in your pocket. You had to use the belt case, which means you had to wear a belt, and I was never really much of a belt wearer. Long story short, it ended up going in my backpack, and it's pretty much been sitting there ever since, and I've never really used it a lot. So that's the story behind this, but I always kind of need something, like, I don't know, I always find myself like needing a little pair of pliers or something. A pair of scissors. I use the scissors probably more than anything else. And so, a while ago, I got myself one of these, and this is the Next tool. And this is what they consider a micro multi-tool. And I've had not good luck with micro multi-tools. Like the first one I ever got, I don't know if you guys remember the Gerber Dime came out. It was actually even a little bit smaller than this. And the first time I went to use it on something, I went to grab onto a nut that was on the end of a screw and turn it, and I squeezed it to grab the nut and went to turn, and the handles just collapsed and closed. It just folded up like a tin can. It was terrible. But this guy seems to be really durable. It's really small. I love the size. It is 1 inch wide and just over 2.5 inches long, which make it really nice. It's got really good pliers, and they're spring loaded, which is nice. So they stay open when you're not using it. They just sit there right open. The cutters on them are pretty tiny. They're okay. They'll cut like brass wire and stuff like that, but I wouldn't use them on like a fish hook or anything. It'll probably just bend them. As you can see, the jaws close all the way to the tip, which is really nice. I've used these for pulling fish bones out of fish and this and that. But anyway, the last one that I had, and I just recently lost it, so I got this one. This is the Sailor model by Nextool, but the last one I had did not have a knife blade. So this one's got a knife blade, so it's a little bit upgraded, which I kind of like. It doesn't lock, but that's okay. And then over here, you've got can opener, bottle opener, and then over here you have scissors. And these scissors actually work very well. They're kind of the thumb ones, like you use like that, and they're spring loaded, so they stay open, but they cut pretty nice. This is some pretty floppy, hard to cut paper. Let's see how it does on that. Oh yeah, right on through it. Very nice. And I think this thing costs like 25 bucks on Amazon, which is way cheaper than the 100 and whatever it costs for that thing. And it fits in my pocket way better. And let's see what else we got here. It's got a little tiny Phillips screwdriver. And I believe this is a little straight screwdriver. Yep. And that's it. And that's really all you need on a multi-tool for everyday use, I think, for EDC carry. But anyway, then I lost my old one of this. It was a black one. And so I got this one in this different color, which I like. And this is called the Sailor by Nextool. And let's check out the weight on this one. 2 3/4 ounces, 8 ounces. This is way, way better, way lighter. So I like this one a lot. So anyway, while my other one like this was missing, somehow this one ended up in my box on Amazon, and I bought it not on purpose, but on accident. But this one is the Craftsman little multi-tool. It's pretty much dimension-wise about the same, but it has this red on here, which makes it easier to see and also adds a little grip traction to it. And I kind of like this one too, but it is not pliers. It is scissors on the end. And the scissors on the end of this one are pretty decent. I was trying to cut something with it the other day and didn't want to cut it though. I don't remember what it was. So they're not perfect, but they work all right, and they cut all the way to the tip. And you also get in this one your can opener, straight screwdriver, bottle opener, also a nice little knife, tiny, but it's a knife, right? A little punch or an awl, which can be handy sometimes. And you get a little fingernail file. So this one is also nice to carry, except I wish it had pliers, but whatever. And this one was only like $9. So what a great deal. And let's see how much it weighs. Right at 3 ounces. So it's just a little bit heavier than this one, but also a great little multi-tool. Anyway, and so I found that I kind of like carrying a small multi-tool now, or micro multi-tool is what they call these, I guess. So works good. Feels really strong in my hands, which is good. Like I said, that Gerber one I had was terrible. I really like the pliers on this one. I kind of like the pliers on this one too. Oh, it was braided fishing line. I don't know if the scissors just weren't sharp enough or if they just don't close. I they have too much of a gap. Nope, they don't have a gap. But they didn't want to cut 30-pound braid. I finally got it once I got it way down in there. It cut it, but out there towards the tip, they just weren't sharp enough. The little scissors on this guy cut right through it. So that's something you should know. And I don't know if this would take the abuse that this one would either. But who knows? Like I said, I like the red on there because it's harder to lose that way. Like I said, my last one like this was black. And I think I know where I left it. And probably because it was black. So, yeah. So anyway, if you're out there and you're looking for, and I'll have the links to these on my Amazon in the video down below. There'll be Amazon links to these tools. So if you want to buy one, I can get a little, whatever, stipend, a little percentage. Go ahead and do that. This is a really nice high quality tool. Obviously, S30V is still good steel even today. It's not going to rust or anything, but how often do you use, I mean, I always carry a pocket knife, so I'm not going to use the knife on this thing too much. I now carry this thing camping most of the time. Oh, and I also put on here, and it seems to be stuck for some reason, a ferrocerium rod. So I usually just pack this out camping nowadays. And I use it for a pot holder and things like that. So that's its main use now. I don't understand why this doesn't want to let go. Huh, I'll have to figure that out later. Probably have to cut it with my scissors. But anyway, and the case on it's pretty good. It's been through a lot of wear and tear, as you can see. It's a good tool. I like it, but I just don't like how much it weighs and how you have to wear a belt to really carry it right. You can scalp carry it, which is kind of nice. But this, I can just throw this in my coin pocket in my jeans, and I got everything I'm going to use right here. So, and I would take this over one of those little Swiss Army knives as well. It's a little bit thicker and a little bit bulkier, but you get the pliers with this thing. So, and I kind of like that. So anyway, there you go, guys. This is my video on multi-tools. I hope it teaches you a little something. And when you go to make a multi-tool purchase, it helps you decide what you want. Out of the three, I think that's the best. This one's the cheapest. This one's the most expensive. But for just everyday carry, I think that's the best one. So, all right, I hope you guys are having a good week. Just a reminder, I'll be live on Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And we'll be drawing another name out of the hat to hopefully get a winner for my last giveaway video. And get moving on to the next giveaway. So I will see you guys Friday night, I hope, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Have a great day, and please like and subscribe.